Alright, you guys are live.
Hey guys, Mike with Radical Reptile Fun here. We are at Hold Fast Reptiles. Now, you guys were on our live video that we had the other day. You saw Asiago, our Burmese python. Well, Asiago came from here. So this is Shane. He's the owner of Hold Fast Reptiles. He's going to show us around the shop, tell us a little bit about different pets that are going on. He's even got a special that he'll announce for you guys all as well. And yeah, so we're going to see some really cool reptiles. He's got a lot of cool stuff in there. It was just in there. There's many big reptiles, there's small reptiles, there's everything. It's an awesome shop. Shane, first of all, where are we at? Where is this place?
We're in Apache Junction, Far East Valley. I know it's kind of away from the city, but I'm right off Ironwood. If you go down Ironwood from the 60, heading towards Apache Trail, right before you get to Apache Trail, I'm right on the left-hand side. So you'll see the shop. I got my big trailer there with the lizard on it. And I got my windows all have lizards and everything on it. That was down
So what kind of monitor do you advertise on this?
So this is actually an Argus. It's one of my favorite monitors. They have a tendency to stand up and look around. Yeah, we love our Arguses.
Yes.
I also love dwarf monitors as well. I have a lot of stuff like Aki monitors. I have a pair of blackheads. Monitors in general, to me, are so smart. They just make, once you handle them and establish that relationship with them, they make one of the best pets you can ever get. So
Absolutely.
That's why I love them.
George is an Argus monitor, everybody. So you all know George. He's one of your favorites. George is an Argus.
Yeah.
So we have some customers that are coming into the store to check things out. So we'll go ahead and check things out as well. Yeah. Let's head on inside.
Doing good.
All right. So we'll head to the back of the store because Shane doesn't just have reptiles. He also has something a little bit different, which is really awesome. Shane, who is this lovely creature here?
Oh, that's Jojo. She's an African crested porcupine. She was born October 4th. So she's still a baby. These guys, though, they are big diggers and they make giant holes. So we got her in this little thing for right now. They'll get 60 pounds as an adult, though, so they do require quite a bit of space. But a lot of people don't know you can legally own one of these in Arizona, and I thought it'd be fun to kind of have one and show her off. It takes a little bit to tame them down this low, this mellow, basically, to where she's not trying to quill me. She does recognize me, but if someone else was to put their hand in here at first, she might be a little standoffish. So another thing, she's a girl, so she doesn't like her hair touched. Anytime I touch her hair, she gets kind of mad. She'll usually quill on me, but she has this really, oh, there she goes. She has this really pretty mohawk on top of her head that she likes to show off on occasion. But she's a sweetheart. So you can see over here too, if you guys want to take a look, some of my anacondas that I'm trying to breed right now. They're green anacondas. She's a big girl, but she tends to only like certain people, or not certain people. She don't really like other snakes on her, and that male, she doesn't let them lock up too often. She barely tolerates them. So, but if you want to look up here, there's just more of the dwarf monitors I was talking about. These are actually called black-headed monitors, also known as Varanus tristis. Excuse me, Corona. Anyways, they have a dwarf size to them. You know, they only get about. These ones are a little bit bigger than Akis. They probably get a full 3 feet. But you can tell they're actually really cool and very, very smart lizards. She's kind of arguing with him who gets what.
Yeah, who gets the basking spot.
Yeah, just pretty neat lizards. Yeah. But I can show you over here. We got different chameleons. Everything from your panther chameleon. This is an amblobe. He's a grumpy one. But I'll kind of show you what they look like. Come on, get out here. Hey. You gonna let me pick you out? He's like, I want to bite the crap out of you. Anyways.
He's like, not today.
Too much,
yeah,
you could see his colors. His colors are really pretty. As opposed to you know, we have a few different chameleons here. These are the prettiest. These are probably the easiest. Not that chameleons are easy to take care of. There is a little bit of stuff you have to do to make sure you have a nice healthy one. But these are called veiled chameleons. These are from Yemen, and these tolerate temperatures a little bit better than your other chameleons. Are you gonna come out here? You're gonna be a turd too. Here, let me get him. So he's a little. This guy is a young male. You can tell he's flashing his colors and he's showing everyone who's the boss. But you know, for chameleons, if you're wanting to get into them and you do your research, these ones are probably the easiest to work with. Yeah, so there's another chameleon over here. This is Jackson's chameleons. He's got the horns on him. The long horns mean it's male. The cool thing about these is these have live birth as opposed to these, which lay eggs. So you don't have all the issues with being egg bound and stuff that normal veiled chameleons and normal chameleons can have. You can have a female of this species and you don't have to worry about getting egg bound and then her just passing on you. So that's why I like these. Make another pretty good pet. So random stuff. I got frogs here. Everything from poison dart frogs. These are milk frogs.
Oh, they're so cute.
These are little babies, which I mean they're
These
older
guys
babies.
Get pretty big, don't they?
They get about 3 inches or so.
Oh my gosh, I love them.
So kind of neat. Another really cool frog. Random stuff over here. I got everything from crested geckos to Brazilian rainbow boas. Everybody likes those. They're real pretty. That's my pet. She's a piebald retic. She's not normally on that kind of bedding. I just put her in there for right now because we were switching a few things around. And normally she does have a tank where it's nice and humid and everything, but I had to move a bearded dragon around. So long story short, she's in there.
So Shane, you were telling me earlier that you've been having people just dropping off reptiles like crazy right now.
Yeah. With this new, scare with the coronavirus going on right now, one thing I have noticed is that a lot of people are freaking out. They're afraid they're not going to be able to get feeders for their animals. They're afraid that they're not going to be able to afford their animals, and so they're just dropping them off. One thing I want to emphasize, we're not going anywhere. We're a necessity store, so we can stay open even through this, rough times. So we're doing our best to stay open. You guys don't be afraid to come down, and we're taking all precautions. We're wiping everything down, and don't be afraid to come in, definitely, and buy feeders or anything.
And how much do feeders cost? So that way, anybody that's home that have them, we have a lot of followers that definitely own reptiles. How much do feeders cost over here?
Your typical snake eats one time a week. Let's say it's a subadult or a young ball python, and you feed it mice. An adult mouse will run you $2 a week. So let's see, you're doing crickets. Depending on what animal you have, crickets are $1 a dozen. So actually, I think it's $1.10 a dozen. Just depends on taxes and all that. But they're really affordable. It's rats can be a little more expensive because they're a little bigger. But even your small rat's going to start about $4, and usually things that are eaten small at that size, if you're not breeding them, you feed them once every 2 weeks instead of every week.
So people don't really need to freak out about, they've got access to feeders.
Yeah.
They don't have to drop off their reptiles. It's very easy. The snakes can go quite a bit of time without feeding, especially if you have a larger snake. We have a lot of followers that have ball pythons.
Yeah.
And
I've had a ball python go 1 year and a month refusing food, and then it laid a clutch of eggs and finally go back on food. So, and she was perfectly fine. Everything was healthy. It's just she decided at that moment that she didn't want to feed. So, if your ball python goes a month or two without feeding, and it's 600, 700, 800 grams or more, it's plenty of size to skip that week. I would not be upset if you were like, oh, I didn't get a rat this week, I have to wait. That's okay. These things are resilient animals, and that's the one reason why I love reptiles, is because you can have this busy life and they don't have to eat every on that day every time. They can vary and adapt well to your life, just like they do in the environments. So
awesome. Well, we're gonna take a look at some of the other animals. There's Shane's got a couple customers in the store, so we'll let him get to his customers, and
Let's
we're
look
gonna
at
take
this
a look
beautiful
at some
green
of these.
tree python.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know if you guys have seen our green tree python, Monty. He's a Naru, but look how gorgeous this baby is. And just so you guys get the size, this is my hand. Look how little he is. Beautiful animal. And here's the crested gecko. Hello.
So dubias are flat
Come on,
Oh, they love chameleons. They say, yeah, chameleons are fun.
They are fun, absolutely. So these are a lot of the colubrid snakes that he's got. So you got the California king snake. Now a lot of people think of these snakes as being in here in Arizona, and they are from Arizona. Now there are different subtypes of California king snakes, so we're not saying go and pluck some out from the wild, and that's not what Shane's doing here. This is a nice little captive bred baby, so totally legal to sell and everything, and it's not going to be one of the native ones. Now with king snakes, what's really cool is they actually eat rattlesnakes, which is really beneficial for everybody to see around here. Now these are the ones that I like. I am a big fan of milk snakes. Now the coloration is trying to mimic the venomous coral snake. Now there's actually a rhyme out there, but let's be very real with this rhyme, okay? This rhyme actually only works for the Arizona coral snake. It actually does not work for coral snakes out in South America. There are coral snakes that live in South America, and they have the same exact patterns as some of these milk snakes. And many milk snakes are actually from the same region. So the one for here in Arizona, it only works for the Arizonas. Red touches yellow, kill a fellow. Red touches black, friend of Jack. But again, only works for the Arizona species. It does not work for South American species. So if you're in South America, just don't touch the snakes down there.
My mom says hi.
Well, hello, Bev. Nice seeing you.
Nicole's watching Luana. Of course, we're happy to do this.
Absolutely.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Here's another milk snake. So this is a Sinaloa milk snake.
Oh, this is the one I want, guys. Look at that. I don't know where his head's at. It's beautiful.
And then Shane also said he loves a lot of the smaller monitors. These are baby Aki monitors.
This is what Tegan wants for her birthday. Everyone remind Michael to tell him.
Those are my faves.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah, they're these were born in November, and these ones were more like July. So you can kind of see the size difference. They're spazzy when they're babies, but as you hold them and handle them, they're awesome pets. They make really good pets. So,
And who's this big chunk down here?
this is Sweetness. She is a 2-year-old black and white female tegu.
Oh, hello.
She's an awesome animal. Super tame. Just these are the type, like when you get tegus and you raise them for babies. Shit, you're tickling me. They make like basically act like puppies, you know,
Yeah.
like scaly puppies. They're omnivorous too, so you can actually feed them some fruits and veggies, and then ground turkey, you know, whole prey items. When they're babies, a lot of insects and stuff. But I could tell she's ready for her food here pretty soon.
Yeah. She's like,
looking
got
around.
something?
But they're a
Very
really sweet pet.
Mason says hi.
Well, hello there, Mason.
All right, let's put you back. This isn't her cage either, by the way. It's super small for what she is, but
Yeah.
she goes in this cage actually, the one with the red tail. That was the red tail was in. Come on.
So Shane, there is a really big monitor that I would love for you to show everybody if you get a chance to.
Yeah, you want me to pull her out? So this is actually one of my friends. Let me grab it real quick.
It's really cool. You guys are really gonna enjoy this.
Luana says, get me an Aki.
Oh, we'll see.
That's probably a no.
I like Akis. They're a tiny little monitor.
Here, give me some paper towels.
Oh, let's look at this beautiful blue tongue while we wait. Another one of my favorites, a blue tongue skink. And then this one's my favorite lizard, a legless lizard. They do exist.
Unwrap it.
They're beautiful.
Oh, she wet poop.
Oh boy.
All right. Let's see what else we can see. Oh, we got some bearded dragons.
All right.
Alrighty, here we go, guys. Ooh, look how
This
beautiful.
girl is a Asian water monitor. You can grab her. She's very sweet, but her nails are
very long.
very long.
There we go. Hi.
But these guys are actually fairly large lizards. They get to be about the third largest lizard in the world, next to a croc and a Komodo. But as they age, they become very, very sweet pets, and as long as you work with them a lot, they're another one of those big lizards that just act like a big old puppy dog.
This is again something Tegan wants.
Yeah, they do require huge cages at this size. You know, an 8x10 is probably suffice if you get a big water area. They do love swimming, and but they definitely need a lot of room. It's not for everyone, but for the people that can provide that kind of habitat, these things are awesome. It's like having your own pet dinosaur.
Oh, they're beautiful. See, look at those nails, guys.
Yeah.
Very, very long nails.
Yeah, we trimmed them, but she's so strong that it's still very sharp. You see a lot of monitor lizard owners. You can tell by their arms because they're all cut up and scratched up and scarred. But what are you doing?
You're so cute.
Awesome. Here you go.
Come on, sweetie.
Lizard.
You want to go on my shoulder? Is that what?
All right, what else do we got?
Well, this is definitely one of Tegan's favorites. Now, I want you guys all to guess.
Oh, I think I already
What?
told them.
Sorry, guys. 1 second.
Is that?
I already told you guys, so sorry. Ruined the surprise.
Oh, my bad. Didn't realize you had already went there. Those are legless lizards, my favorites.
They're not
Tegan's
your favorites. They're my favorites.
Amazing
You can't have my
lizards.
favorites.
From Russia.
Oh, there's a pretty reticulated python on the bottom, too. Do you want to show them that?
Yes.
What size cricket you want?
So this is a lovely morph type reticulated python. So this is not what a regular reticulated python looks like. This is going to be a type of morph. Now, back where the anacondas were, there's actually a really big retic, so we'll have to take a look at that at some point as well. And then you guys, of course, saw the blue tongue skin. What's another cool one is over here.
Lacerda.
Come on over here, look at this guy right here.
Oh, so we saw the green tree python.
So this one's actually not a python. This one's actually a boa. This is called the emerald tree boa.
And they have huge teeth.
Very big teeth.
Look how beautiful that is.
Amazing creatures. But another really cool animal right over here. We got the Burmese mountain tortoises.
Oh, look at this sleeping baby. Look at that. Sorry, I'm shaky, everyone.
Yeah, like one of those is equivalent to like 5 or 6 crickets.
These guys are super cute.
Mm-hmm. Got some baby spurred tortoises and leopard tortoises here as well. Now with spurred tortoises, you know, one big thing is they do get quite large. So you need to make sure that you are going to have room for them, especially when they get very large. They're the 3rd largest species of tortoise in the world. Leopard tortoises are actually really pretty. Mainly seeing spurs in there, not seeing any leopards, but...
I'm gonna take you guys down here too. We've got a giant day gecko. Beautiful. There's another one. Do you see his little head? Hello. Beautiful, beautiful, is he?
And you need to remember that the cages that you're seeing these all in, these aren't permanent animal cages. Not all these animals are pets for Shane. These are actual animals that he is hoping to sell and adopt out to people. So, you know, these animals are not going to be in here for these enclosures very long. They're supposed to go to a nice big enclosure at home, and that's where all of them are going to start going.
So temporary housing.
Yes, it's all temporary.
Does anyone have any questions about the shop or any animals?
And you don't have to just come in for an animal to ever buy. They have tons and tons of supplies.
Yeah, we get some hides from here.
Yes. Cork bark, some of our favorite stuff to use. It holds humidity very well. It doesn't rot like other logs do, which is very nice.
How you doing, bud?
Lost for frogs.
Doing good? You need feeders? No, I have Well, I have
All your different light bulbs and everything. And these are actually really good prices for these bulbs. They're
Bethany wants to know, where is this?
where is this? So it is on Main and Ironwood Road. So Main and Ironwood Road. It is on the south trying to think of direction. Southwest corner. So southwest corner of Main and Ironwood. Just come up Ironwood just a little bit if you turn right from Main.
The address is 90 South Ironwood Drive, suite number. Sorry, I'm trying to read it off of a card here.
Oh.
Suite number 2, Apache Junction, 85120, and that's in Arizona.
And don't worry, we're going to put the address in the description later. So if you want to check back to the video, we are going to be posting this video to YouTube, and we're going to keep it on Facebook, so we will post that as well.
Another good question. Bethany wants to know, how big of an enclosure should you get for a chameleon?
How big of an enclosure? So let's look right over here at these enclosures. So if you guys look right there, so if it depends on the type of chameleon, but chameleons like air fresh enclosures. So those air fresh.
These are all screen.
Yeah. So those air fresh enclosures are all screen.
Sell them for like $20. Cost me $5 if you go to like.
And these are some good sizes. If you had a veiled chameleon, something like this. Larger chameleons, such as panthers, would want something a little bit larger.
Like a 6 by 6 by 2 foot?
Yeah.
It depends. I like chameleons too, but there's pygmy chameleons, you have your panther chameleons, so just do some research on it, but the bigger the room, the better, and lots of foliage.
Absolutely. We even know some people that actually have these open air things where it's just literally a top and a bottom with some vines in the middle that the chameleon can't get around, but they do climb on the vines and they just kind of keep them out, and then at night they go into like a small enclosure like this for the night, but during the day they hang out. It's actually pretty cool. Something to think about that you can always try as well.
Keep in touch, okay?
Pretty wonderful. Some ball pythons.
So these are different ball python morphs. So you got like an albino. Not quite sure what that morph is.
Looks like an enchi.
Yeah. Tegan knows all the morph types. I am definitely no idea about any morphs.
Yeah, Tegan's a nerd, basically.
I am very bad at morphs. I'm all about the natural species. I think they're pretty looking, but I'm not into that whole breeding.
Yeah.
Tegan's even got a book about all that stuff as well.
Look at these guys. These are cool too.
Good luck with it. Yeah, no problem. Were you getting feeders?
Bethany says, which type is best for starters? I have had snakes and a tortoise before for chameleons. Probably a veiled or
Yeah, I would say a veiled. Jacksons were really common. Jacksons are harder to find. Here in Arizona, the veileds do extremely well. Other chameleons, they like cooler, humid temperatures, but since the veileds are from more of an arid, dry area, they do a lot better in Arizona than others. Places like Washington, Oregon, they do really well with chameleons due to their climate. But here in Arizona, veiled would probably be your best.
And generally males, because what Shane was saying earlier is the females can get egg binding, so unless you provide like a lay box for them. Mm-hmm. But male veiled chameleon's probably a good starter chameleon.
Yep.
Oh, hang on, let's see how cute this guy's doing. These were the older ones, Shane was saying. These guys were born in July. Beautiful.
No, you don't have to. 'Cause I just read about that.
Cute little dragons.
I know.
We want their shine.
This guy's mean mugging us. Look at that beard. This one's pretty. Oh, and he just wants attention. Hello. Okay, bye. Hello. He's like, you got some crickets? Of course, Bethany. Right. Anyone have any other questions? Look, this snake is doing some aerobic activity up here. What are you doing, dude? Alrighty.
Come on this way.
Oh, I forgot. Are you still looking at the little one?
Me? Yeah.
That's why you're like this.
Yeah.
So we actually have spiders up
doing
here
October.
too. So another big spot for
Yeah,
reptile.
no,
Reptile shops
I
is
gave you a
having
walk
spiders, but
ride
not just
by the
spiders.
supervisor.
Making
Really?
things live aquariums. So you can actually
Mercy?
buy isopods here. And you guys all remember roly-polies back in the day? Well, roly-polies, everybody would always try to capture them and everything. Well, these are basically like lots of little roly-polies running around everywhere. So all the isopods, but it keeps your vivarium live, which is awesome.
That box is outside.
And then we got a centipede in here. Ooh, who loves centipedes? Got some tarantulas.
I'll bring out a cool little bug you don't see every day.
Yeah.
Ready for it.
This one is a devil's mantis. This one's baby.
Oh my gosh, you're so
But it looks like a
good.
little flower, but if you get kind of close in there, see if you can see it.
Oh yeah.
Actually, it looks like an alien.
That is so cool.
Really kind of neat.
Like it totally looks like an alien.
Yeah, and for the people wanting to give them the bugs, these are really affordable. These run about $25. They grow pretty quick. In about a year, they'll be full size. Get about the size, maybe your finger or so, depending.
Yeah, look
But,
how tiny it is now.
yeah, now it's a baby. Yeah, this tank's normally on, but there's mossy frogs in there. Just random.
I got some plants up here too.
Tarantulas here. We'll kind of go over this a little bit. The
Oh,
Asian
yeah.
forest scorpion replaced the emperor scorpion. They closed
yeah.
importation of where they were from, and so they were like, "Hey, let's pull a switcheroo. These things look a lot like the emperors. They do not act like the emperors by
Aren't they
any means.
feistier?
These are a heck of a lot meaner, unfortunately. And so you get these. They are cheap. They're like $20, where that's what the emperors used to be back in the day. Now emperors are. That's not good.
Yeah. So no scorpions.
Yeah.
I want one. He won't let me have one.
Random fact: when they were testing the antiscorp venom, anti-venom. I was number 14 of 15 tested for clinicals, which was interesting.
Really?
Yeah, I got the drug for free. It's not free anymore. It's like thousands of dollars. It's expensive.
Yeah. I'm sorry I had to ditch out for a little bit.
Oh, you're good.
You're fine.
You're busy.
You're busy. That's what we like to see.
Yeah.
Now, Shane has donated 2 new reptiles to Radical Reptile Fund, so I'm going to show you those animals right now. If you guys want to see them real quick. So Shane,
Guys, we have Noah Starvins.
who is this one?
This was a bearded dragon. This is one of some pets, great beginner pets. You don't want to see this, see how it sees the hip bones and these little indentations. It's dehydrated and a little skinny, but these things are so tough, it's going to bounce right back and be an amazing pet. They like to just sit there. They're one of the lizards that won't just, if you bring it outside, it's going to probably run off. But as far as like walking around the house, a lot of people will put these on your shoulder and it'll just sit there and hang out for a long time. So
This one doesn't have a name yet, so throw any names in the comments and we'll see which one's the best.
yeah.
But this other one I'm really excited about.
Oh, look at that
This is
baby.
a big old pretty red-tailed boa. He had been here about a year ago, and he developed a lump on his nose, and taking it to the vet and everything, got it all cleared up, and it got a little too big for the lady that owned this, and so basically what we're doing is he's going to make sure it goes and take care of it and use it for educational reasons for everyone.
Hi. You need a name too,
Yeah,
huh?
see, look, already excited for you all to see them. Yeah, and these start off pretty small. Do you have any baby
Let me
boas?
show you our little baby one just to give you an idea.
Go ahead and show.
All right, this one is pretty similar. Let me grab this guy. This one
Yeah.
is, actually this isn't even a baby. This is probably about 4 months old. You can see his little slow tongue flicks. Let's see if he bites. He's probably wanting to bite real quick. But believe it or not, something like this small can get that big in just a few years. So you have to understand that when you're, looking at what you can afford to house, how big of a tank you want to go, and they are really pretty though. Best part of the tails are really kind of neat.
Oh, yeah.
And they're all different colors and different shapes. So, you want to bite? Is that what you're doing? That slow tongue flick usually you see, that means kind of, could mean a couple things, but it basically tells you got to watch your fingers.
Yeah.
But
the reason Shane donated those other two is because Shane is huge in the reptile community, and he wants to support everybody. He did notice the other day that we were kind of going through a little bit of a rough time. We've had all of our shows drop bookings because of everything that's happening, and because of that, Shane has done that. So we can really recommend Shane for anything. He's gonna hook you up for anything. You know, come on out. Yeah, come on out. Take a look at all the animals. Yes. Again, he's amazing. I met him when he was working at another shop, and I loved coming in and talking to him. He just is full of knowledge. He'll talk with you guys. He'll talk your ear off. He'll show you animals, everything like that. So come and visit his shop. It's definitely worth it. As you can see, it's nice and busy in here. And we've had multiple customers coming in. Get your feeders. He gave you the feeder prices, and they're really cheap for those feeder prices. So come into his shop, help out. And this is a local shop, so it's not like the big brands like PetSmart, Petco, or anything like that. Sorry to PetSmart and Petco for calling you out, but sorry, you guys are a chain. This is a local shop, and we've been seeing lots of Facebook posts, you know, shop local, shop local. Well, we understand that, you know, parties are kind of little few and far between because of everything and social distancing, but here's one thing that you can do. You can come to a local shop, get an awesome education. He's got amazing employees. I've met most of his employees here, and they'll, you know, entertain you with any facts that you guys want to know and keep their distance as well. And also, it's a good opportunity to see these animals. So again, come in, shop local. That's the biggest thing that I can say. Shop local. All these local businesses need your help. Don't dump your animals off. Keep your animals. Again, these animals, you can't afford them. The food is affordable. I know we're all in really tough spots right now, but food is affordable. And even if you can't bring home an animal pet, supporting a shop by just buying feeders from them is huge. Most shops make a lot of money from their feeders. And so buying feeders is the biggest thing for it. And I'm going to have Shane tell you a cool little deal that he's going to have for this weekend. Shane, what is your deal this weekend that you got going on?
Yes, everybody. So, I don't do it to everyone, but if you are watching the video and you told me you saw this on Mike's video, I'll give you guys a little discount. We'll do 20%. We'll just call it 20% across the board, but you do have to mention Mike and say you saw it on his video. And like I said, I'll give you 20% off of all supplies, snakes. The only thing I can't do is feeders, and that's because there's really not that much profit in between what we pay and what we make. But I'll give you 20% off anything else. Snakes, and I already have the lowest prices, I promise. You can look around.
Yeah.
So,
Right on, thank you.
all right.
That's why we come to Shane, because you've got the lowest price.
Yeah, I tried to
Lowest
help everyone out.
prices, good quality.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm not just a business owner. This is my passion, and this is my life. So I know what you guys are going through, because I used to not own a shop. I used to have to do the same things. So.
Yeah. Right on.
Well, everybody, it's been awesome having this live video, and again, thank you so much,
no,
Shane.
thank you.
I appreciate it so much for having
Thanks,
us
guys.
out here today. And thank you guys all for tuning in. Again, this video will be posted on our YouTube, so take a look on our YouTube page. It's Radical Reptile Fun's YouTube. It will be posted here on Facebook, and then again, follow Radical Reptile Fun on Instagram. You can also follow Hold Fast on Instagram.
It's Hold Fast Exotics, I think it's under. And then you can like me on Facebook, Hold Fast Reptiles and Exotics.
Yep.
We'll
Please.
tag those too.
Yeah, we'll tag it all. So
Thank you guys.
Yep,
Yeah.
everybody, thank you. And again, remember, shop local, everybody. That's the biggest advice I can give you.
Yeah.
Shop local. The deals are better locally than they are going to be in those big box chains.
And quality. You're just going to get a better all-around, you know, not just a deal and everything. You're going to get a better animal. You're going to get better advice, and a healthier. You'll be happier in the long run, I promise.
And you're going to have Shane's awesome personality. So there
Yes.
you go.
Right on.
All right, thank you guys for tuning in. You guys have a great day.